everybody. It is Wednesday, December 28, 2022. Welcome to What the Frick Live. I'm your host, Emily Menshouse, and co-host tonight, Rick Dunn. How are you doing, Rick?
Hey, Emily. So good. Again, so good. Crazy excited about tonight.
Rick's upgraded. Like, I feel like you're in 3D right now.
Thank you for noticing. I did get a new camera.
3D glasses.
It is
pop off the screen.
Like the next time I'm on here, I feel like I'll have moved some things around. But it's amazing what these cameras will do. It's a Sony mirrorless something or other.
I love Sony. It's the best in the field. Anything Sony. So thank you, everybody for tuning in this evening. We really, truly appreciate it. If you're watching via Facebook, please put a heart on the Facebook post because hearts show up more in algorithms than the thumbs up. That's an insider trade here in marketing. Also, if we are using StreamYard tonight, so if you're a Facebook person making comments, because I know a lot of people are going to be tuning in here in a second, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give permission for StreamYard to use your username and image so we know who we're talking to, who's making comments, asking questions, because we got some amazing guests tonight. If you're watching by Rumble, give us a positive plus sign in the Rumble. Give us a Rumble. Are you ready to Rumble? It always reminds me of WWE. I used to be the WWF trivia champion queen, if you believe that or not.
Can we try some?
Back in the day. Stone Cold Steve Austin, all those people. Absolutely.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, I don't know if that's back in the day. I was like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior.
No, Hulk Hogan was back there. The Undertaker, I think he's still on. Ooh. But anyway, sorry, that got a little off track. Rumble, I think of WWE, WWF. So give us a positive sign over there. We appreciate everybody. Please like, comment, share this out. It helps our guests. It helps our show. It helps the network that we're on. So we appreciate everybody tonight. We have amazing guests tonight. I fell in love with them over the October Halloween season. Oh my gosh. Did Discovery Plus deliver? Yes, they did. They delivered. And Rick, you watched all the episodes too.
I'm caught up. Oh God, I guess
it's the modern day Addams Family.
I
love the Blumbergs so much. I wish they were my neighbors. I would be over there every day. And we're going to talk about that. But they bought this home, this mansion home, which was a funeral home from 1818, I believe it was the date. It's haunted. It's had all kinds of bodies in and out. There's some people that have actually died in the home. We're going to get all into that. Before I bring them on, before I welcome them, I am going to play the trailer. If you have not watched it, you can still stream it. Season 1. I keep saying season 1 because I'm hoping for season 2. We bought a funeral home on Discovery Plus. So here we go.
We're all about the creepy. We're all a little kooky. Drawn to the mysterious. And we revel in the spooky. Meet the Blumbergs, my family.
We're a bunch of weirdos.
Renovating an old home isn't for the faint of heart. But renovating an 140-year-old, maybe haunted, definitely eerie, abandoned funeral home takes a very special kind of family. Welcome to our world.
Oh my God! There's a foot, there's a bone.
What is this for?
Well, I've been seeing some shadows. The dog's going nuts.
We have bats.
Color is going to be black.
100%. I was going to suggest black.
Casket lift. We want to turn it into a bar.
Drink to your death.
Hold the mouth open.
Yeah, just bought the funeral home. Oh.
See how we turn this 12,000 square foot relic
It's huge.
massive into a macabre masterpiece.
This is going to be stellar.
We bought a funeral home, only on Discovery Plus.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey guys.
Love it. Hello,
welcome.
Blumbergs, Arryn and Heather. Thank you so much for coming to What the Frick Live. You all are amazing. Thank you.
Hey
Thank you
guys.
for having us. We really appreciate being invited.
Well, thank you. This mansion of a home. I have so many questions to start out with. first and foremost, was the house that you all lived in? I don't know if this is the way we want to start. This is what the question I am. Did you grow up in a haunted home? The house that you came from, did anything there strike you fancy, like of being possibly haunted, and then move on over to a funeral home?
So, I mean, for me, I grew up in the UK, and everything in the UK is really old. So, frankly, my whole life, there's been odd things that have happened. I come from a family where everyone believes in the afterlife and believes in spirits and things that can't be explained. So, it's kind of just regular to me. You have a very different background.
Yeah, no, I actually grew up in South Africa on a farm.
Oh, wow.
So as far away from haunted as you can get. And I'm still kind of on the fence about whether it's actually haunted.
Okay, you're going to see
haunted. I think it's haunted. The ghost looks like you.
Yeah. How long have you guys lived in Ontario prior to this purchase?
So we have been here 11 years. It'll be 12 years in April.
Okay.
So
your son was born elsewhere, and you guys came to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
We met in the UK, and then the kids were both born in the UK. Although Noa, our daughter, she left when she was 6 months old, so she's not even aware she's British.
We actually lived in Barbados before we moved to Canada. So from
Wow.
to the winter. Weirdly, Noa, when she gets really excited or agitated, has a slight Bayesian accent and talks really, really fast.
So you guys were in Toronto. Is that where the city of Toronto is where you guys have been for what, almost a decade?
Yeah.
And then I got to know, when did this happen? When did you make an offer on this house in Dresden?
So it was sort of deep pandemic.
Okay.
18 months, 2 years ago.
Nearly 2 years.
Nearly 2 years ago. Like a lot of people, stuck at home in lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, you really couldn't do anything. The one thing you were allowed to do was do home tours, assuming you were the only person in the building. And we saw this home we've now got, funeral home, come up on one of these social media streams, which is, hey, sell up in the city, move to the country, and look how much, what you can get for your dollar. So we had nothing else to do. We booked an appointment to come down and see the house, and took the very, very long drive out of the city, and fell in love within the first few minutes of getting here.
Minutes. We were like, shit, we're buying this house. Yeah.
So it was a mutual decision. One of you didn't have to convince the other one.
No, we looked at each other and we were like, we're doing this, aren't we? And it was like, yep, we are. It happened that quickly.
And I must apologize, there's a dog sneezing in the background. If you
No, we love dogs.
The truth the stars of the show. Is that Satan?
No.
He's around.
Satan is around. At the moment, you've got pork and beans.
I want to say something real quick with Facebook. We have a lot of viewership right now, but for some reason it is not popping up with StreamYard with the comments. So I'm in the comments section here on my cell phone. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We truly appreciate this. Please share this out. Please do. We shared it. We love you. William Steele, hello. He was on, I guess, last week. My mom, her name is Bill Rika. Love them so much. Sean, my friend Sean's on. Hello. Jenna, it's like, hi, hey there. Gave a bunch of hearts. We appreciate y'all. I do not know why this is not showing up over on my end. That's kind of weird because they always show up. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We love you. If you have any questions, please make it here. I'll check here momentarily to ask the questions, and I'll say your name and everything like that. So we appreciate it. So this was like a COVID-19 project then for you all.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, as I said, we weren't looking to move. We didn't know that it was going to happen. We fell in love with the house. And we made an offer, had it accepted within 5 days. It was that quick. And we basically went back to the kids, who were very happy in the city and all the rest of it. We're like, yeah, so anyway, bought a house.
Moved to the country.
Yeah.
So how did you all... Oh, go ahead, Rick.
Heather, in the first episode, you coined this term that I think is absolutely brilliant, which is glam goth as the style of your house.
Love it.
Like, that's yours. You own that now. And where did that come from? And walk me through the thought process of, man, I want to take this, old school 1800s, beautiful Victorian, but has, you know, lots of potential. Where did glam goth come from?
Well, I've got to be honest, I didn't have that term initially. So when we, sorry, we've got a dog chipping in and correcting me. But when we started talking about the design of the house, and I had very clear ideas that who buys a house of this size that used to be a funeral home? I mean, if you can't go wild at that point, when can you? So I had all of these big dreams, designs. I'm going to do deep colors. I'm going to do gothic-y, and I'm going to do glamorous. I want it to be luxurious but creepy, and I want antiques, but I want it practical. And from there, talking to the production company and the network, they were like, well, get it down into like a bite. What's it going to be? What's your sound bite? And I was like, ooh. They're like, glam goth. I was like, yes, that's it. Yes, that's it.
Brilliant. Love it. You know, all these concepts, mid-century modern and coastal, and
it was kind of old Hollywood.
After the show, that speaks to me.
Well, it's like kind of old Hollywood too. Dorothy Draper a little bit. I love Dorothy Draper. I love her and all of her, especially your all's master bedroom with the star and the gold leaf. You love gold leaf, and kudos to you being that patient. Laying all that down, I couldn't do that.
It's the gold leaf is a bit of an obsession. Don't stand still in my house for too long. You will be gold leafed. But
I love it.
The stairs. I love the stairs. That project, I'm sure that must have been quite an undertaking, but came out fantastic.
An undertaking. Well done.
Undertaking. And then real quick too, I have some clips we can play here in a little bit, because the bedrooms too are magnificent that you've done. I have and Discovery Plus did push a TikTok video out about what bedroom that people would pick. I'm going to play that a little bit later. I have my bedroom I would pick, but the casket lift that you turn into a bar. Now, a part of me, I went back. Have you seen The Watcher on Netflix?
Yes.
Based off a true story, and how it was the food lift, the servants lift. Like, I saw myself, I'm not joking, I saw myself being that person hiding in that lift at your house. Like, just put me in the lift. I will give you your Jack Daniels, Arryn, that you love so much. But I'll be honest. I'm in Kentucky, so I need to send you some Buffalo Trace or some Kentucky whiskey or bourbon over here to you all. But I want to be in the casket lift.
Yeah, the lift is good. I mean, it was a crazy, again, you bought a funeral home, you've got to have some fun with it, right? And we looked at it and we were like, what on earth are we going to do with this? And we were just like, I'm going to put a bar in there, and it's going to go up and down, and yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of tricky. I've ridden it all the way to the top and the bottom. Yeah, I'm glad it was mostly used for dead bodies. It's not fun to be on there. Shudders and screams and screeches all the way up.
You know, have you seen The Burbs? The movie The Burbs?
Yes.
Okay, like, I want to be on that lift and says sardine. To people. I'm sorry. This is just a really fun episode. I love you all so much. But I've so many things went through my head watching those episodes on Discovery Plus, The Burbs and then The Watcher and things. So that's funny. Have you all played pranks on each other within the home, like, ever since all this stuff has happened or anything? Or
it's not actually, we're not good with pranks as a family to each other.
You'll liable to end up getting punched if you play a prank on someone.
No, the one where he got you, where Dave, the contractor, got you early on. I was like, oh, I hope that's, you always wonder, like, oh, what's real, what's not real when you're watching the shows. I'm like, oh, that was brilliant. Like, God, that was so good.
Yeah. And the thing is, everything on the show is real. The production company and the network were wonderful in that they were like, there will be no scripting. There will be no gimmicks. We're not going to ask you to be anyone other than you are. Which they regretted, particularly with Noa, because she has a trucker's mouth, and that took a lot of work around. But it was great. So everything you see that happened. Now, after it happened, did we sometimes have to go, oh shit, sorry, I keep swearing.
That's okay, you're good.
You know, oh, the battery on the camera ran out on that one, and you know, whatever it was, do it again. But everything you saw was genuine. We're not talented people. We can't act. I'm sorry about the hi, baby. I know.
Well, I love you all. You're great.
Yep, I think that's what came off to me is when Emily told me, "Hey, we're talking to the Blumbergs." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let me watch this show." And you started, it's like, okay, they're going to be this family, this dark family, and you know, they're going to play up the goth, and you know, the dad might be a vampire, and we
Modern
don't
day
know.
Addams Family.
And yeah, exactly. And what we got was this. You know, you guys came across as so authentic, and I grew up with the early days of reality TV. You know, I remember those scripted shows where afterwards are like, no, none of that happened. The writers just did it. But I think you guys did such a good job of, hey, this is a family. They're not chasing fame. They're just allowing us to peek into their lives. And it came across as so authentic. And that's my favorite part of the show is you guys and your personalities being able to come across with those interviews, those separate interviews overlapping over the scenes of what's going on. So kudos to you guys. I think that's absolutely.
Well, I want to play a clip here that's I think is truly authentic. Body juice.
Oh,
I love this. I love Noah so much. If I had a daughter, I only have a son, but I would love a daughter to be Noah. But here we go. I'm going to play body juice scene.
Would be the preparation room.
Wow, that's creepy.
So there'd be the table here that the body would be on, and they'd use the sinks for the washing of the body, getting it clean. Then they would do the embalming.
I found more body juice.
It's not body juice.
There's a whole tub of yellow juice in a preparation room. It's gonna be body juice.
No, it's not. Anyway.
I believe it's body juice. I think it's body juice.
There were some interesting bits that didn't make the show for good reason. Yeah,
we need a bloopers.
Okay.
We need a bloopers episode.
Exactly.
Then
we filmed.
When you first sat down with your children and said, "Hey guys, we're going to be on a reality TV show," I guess can you walk me through that decision making as a parent? You know, hey, are we going to put our lives out there for the world, and then how you get them, you know, their input and how you decide to make that decision. I'm extremely interested in that as a parent of two kids myself.
Yeah, so the whole thing is just this bizarre series of events. So after we bought the house, the company, the news article, the journalist that had the original article saying cash out of the city and buy a house, followed up. They found out that the house had sold and they tracked us down. And they did a follow-up interview saying, oh, you know, these people, the Blumbergs, have bought this house. Next thing I know, through LinkedIn, I have a production company saying, hey, we want to talk to you about a TV show. And we were like, yeah, right. So we took the call thinking, you know, the Property Brothers wanted to, you know, do a Halloween episode.
Right.
You know, and it within literally weeks, it went from a LinkedIn outreach to a call to shooting a sizzle reel to having networks bidding on getting the show. And the decision was never ours. It was always a family decision. The second it happened, we've always been very open with the kids, probably about things we shouldn't be. But, you know, it was a family decision. It was a family, hey, this is the conversation that's happening. Come join the phone call. They were in it every inch of the way. And you know, how often do you get a phone call or an email in this case saying, do you want a TV show? I mean, it doesn't happen in real life. It's a plot from a movie or a bad sitcom. So
I think the other thing with the kids was, you know, both of them, we've been lucky. We've traveled a lot. We've lived in a lot of different places. We've been very lucky with just work and life. And, you know, they saw this as either once in a lifetime thing that we'll never get to do again, and or a huge opportunity for them to build something, build a career, do anything with this, right, that they want. And I think they were both smart enough and sort of aware enough to know, look, it'll be hard work, because I just want to be really clear, making TV is not easy. It's a lot of fun, but it is work. Never think that it's not. Yeah. And the kids just dived into it and kind of took what's the worst? The worst is we come away from this with this great document of our lives for a year and a half, and we can look back and say, look at that fun thing we did as a family. That's
I'm ready for the Bloomberg's bread and breakfast funeral home edition. Like I see
watching
that
the show,
happening.
right? They both came out as breakout stars, and
I
the
love
one thing
it.
I would worry about, I was an 11, 12-year-old kid, right? And I was an awkward, bumbling, couldn't get a sentence out. And watching your daughter, it's like, oh, wow. So I'm interested in, your son, right? Good looking kid, college. What is he, like late teens? Is he 20 yet?
He's 20. He'll be next month, January.
Oh,
So
happy birthday, Raph.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. He's going to have some Jack Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we're
in Canada, 19.
Oh,
Oh,
19 in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I need to move to Canada for my kid, maybe. I did not know that.
What
Wow.
is he doing now? What are his prospects? Like, how has this show changed the trajectory of his career at that age where you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do as a man? How am I going to provide value? Where is he going now as a result?
So it's a great question. So in the show, you saw all of the animation, all the sort of fly-ins when I'm talking about how a room's going to be designed, and they picture it for you and design
The
it.
architecture?
Yeah.
All the 3D animation.
All the 3D. That's
Brilliant. Oh, God. Like, I love it.
Yeah. So he and his partner, Doc, their business partner, they have this company and they do those renderings. They went to a film and arts high school, and that's what they do. And they have a company now. And I mean, to Aaron's point about opportunity, they were making short films, animation, stop motion particularly, and they now are working with TV and film, with construction and building companies and things, doing 3D renderings. So if that's the only thing we walk away with, that's amazing.
Oh, this is all documented. This is amazing. I have some comments and questions in the chat. Everybody's saying all kinds of things. So I want to include the chat. Unfortunately, I can't see it up here on the screen like I always do. I don't know what's going on. So my mom said, I cheered for them. Every room was completed. She's like cheering for them. I know my mom. She's had some wine. She's watching. I cheered for you all too. Still, I want to see more rooms is the thing. Talking Jenny Laporte or something. I hope I say that right. Talking about the bar when Noah mentioned if she had a choice, she'd have filled it with snacks. She's also Jenny says, I love us some Bloombergs. Andrew said, will we get to see more of Raph running the loader tractor?
Yes. It's a friend's tractor, and he's very generous with it. There's a lot of work to be done yet, and Raph really liked that tractor.
Jenna is watching, and I agree with Jenna's statement here. Just want to say how bloody brilliant Heather is with design. Such a great eye, and what a great husband Aaron is for trusting her. Aaron, I agree with both of these things because
100%.
I want to play a clip. The black on black. I think this is it. The black on black. I like black. I always think everybody looks good in black. It's slimming. It brings out your main features of your face, your hair, your body, whatever. But when I saw this clip on the show, I was like, I don't know about this. But thank you, Jenna, for making it. I trust Heather now after watching the aftermath. But let me add this. Let's watch this clip.
Velvet, curtains predominantly, glass for the door to the pantry.
Too much black.
Black on the inside. What color's the sofa in the family room?
Black,
Is there any browns?
black. Island countertops, pantry, ceilings, walls, black.
What? Oh my god.
Black glass, black island,
Black stone.
black curtains.
This is a lot of black.
Way too much.
Whilst you're being sarcastic, all of you, you're all dressed head to toe in black.
I don't know. You won't be able to see anything.
We'd be able to see anything. By the way, I want to say, Heather, welcome to the dark side with your black hair now.
Thank you very much.
Jenny says design skills be hot on fire, and we love the Blumbergs is the last comment. So if anybody, I can't put it up on screen. I'm just going to reiterate this. Please make comments, ask questions. I'm going to come back momentarily and look in the comment section here on Facebook. So awesome.
Heather, what did you do prior to this? A and B is, has Discovery offered you your own design show, renovation show at this point?
So I'm going to answer one of those questions. So before this, I was a partner with a Big Four consulting firm, and I focused on mergers and acquisitions. So buying and selling very large scale businesses. So like super corporate. Give me a sprint.
But you did do design. I was being a little modest, but she did do design for houses we've owned in the UK and various other places, as well as friends and family. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. Things are
yeah, he said, "Do not disclose."
No.
He saw it. Do not disclose papers. Always. You can sneak, Aaron. You can slowly sneak some things in. I won't tell anybody.
Sneeze if we're getting season 2.
It's more that we're starting to have conversations. We don't know where they'll go. In fairness, we don't know what that'll mean. We don't know whether there'll be you doing something, the kids doing something, the dog's doing something. We genuinely don't know. All we know is as much as anybody else. We only saw episodes 1 and 2.
You didn't watch the rest?
Did not finished cuts before they were aired. So we watched along with everybody else.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What that means is, not that the network hasn't been incredible and the production has been amazing, but, that'll be decided by other people. And, hopefully at some point we'll
Yeah. And I would just like to point out in all of this, we didn't know what the kids had said in their interviews. So we were watching it. And I'd be like looking at Raph going, "You what this?" She made like a swear word.
Real quick, if you all heard that noise by chance, that was not any EVP from the Blumberg's home. That was my son at the window. He's coming in. He knows who I'm interviewing tonight. He knows all about your house.
Did y'all hear me?
I don't know, but do you want to say hi?
Wait,
quick.
let me ask you.
Hold on. This is my son, Jet.
Did y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I don't think anybody heard you. I heard you.
Okay,
That scared me a little bit. Okay, that's him. He
Did
came
he win
back.
tonight?
Yeah,
he won both games.
He won both games. So tomorrow night we're gonna go. It's gonna
We're
be
playing the other best team.
Yeah.
Won 2 games too.
Okay, so there we go. But he knows we watched the show together. He knows who I'm talking to. And I told him to come in to the house quiet. He's 13. But I'm all about kids. I'm all about
I am
kids.
not quiet, by the way.
That's true. His name's Jet, and he's also fast. I'll just tell you that too. I can't ever catch him. But speaking of haunted, your home. Now, I watched the news portions of this, which wasn't, I don't remember it being mentioned that much on the show. I can't remember. But you have a woman in your old house that says hello?
Sorry. Hey, do you want to shout at the
Excuse me for
dogs?
1 sec. I'm just going to go.
Okay, you're good. You're fine. There's a woman in the home that says hello all the time. You can audibly hear it.
So that started pretty much a month or so after we moved in, and I'm a terrible insomniac, so I will be up and wandering the house at 3 a.m. or whenever it is. And the first time I was in the family room, and this woman shouted out, "Hello!" and literally on the couch for like 4 hours until the sun came up, not moving anywhere. It made every hair on my body stand up. It was crazy. But then it's happened, and there's no sort of rhythm or pattern to it. It happens day, night. You've heard it, the kids have heard it. Our friends that are in the house have heard it. Trey. Okay, please.
Yeah, no, the house.
Sorry.
The house
That's okay. Bless you.
where were we? What were we doing? We were out somewhere, and Noah was home by herself, and she heard loud footsteps in the upper side of the house. And this was at daylight. She was getting ready to go to school. It was probably 7:15, so it was light outside. The dogs were in the house, and she heard what sounded like somebody with big workman boots stomping on the upper floors, where actually you've seen where our bedroom is.
Right. Yes.
That's the other Arryn for sure.
You just ran out the house.
It is the other Arryn. It's clones.
Yeah, we have. I think, we sensed a few things when we were making the show, and when we had so much work going on, because between the contractor and team and the film crew, we had 20 people in the house every day. So footsteps, music playing, conversations, doors opening and closing, lights going on and off. It's just, whoever the hell it is in the house doing something somewhere. And we, it's only after everybody left that we were like, oh, hold on. No, that isn't someone. There's no one here. And that's when it started to get...
Yeah, the house has got quiet now. We had gaping...
Well, do you have much movement in... Well, I've seen your TikToks and Instagram that you're still remodeling. You did a guest reveal. Like, I would be like, yeah, please, I'm coming. I'm staying. But it has a lot of that stuff slowed down, maybe, compared to what it was with all the people in and out.
Yeah, so from a construction point of view, I do all the construction in the house. So I can only work on so much at a time. Mm-hmm. So then it's not that there are people in and out.
It's just us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge building, but it's just us. And some days, if you're out or it's just one of us in the building, besides the dogs, and then you suddenly start to notice footsteps or shadows or noises or whatever it might be, and you sort of you see a lot more.
Well, speaking of a clone of Arryn, Dave, your construction worker there, and I'm going to ask something else. Jenny in chat is wanting to ask here in a moment. Have you all witnessed, Dave? Have you all tried to do EVP work? Or not Dave, I'm sorry, Arryn. Have you all done EVP work or anything to try to bring... What was the man's name that lived there? I can't remember right now. I can't recall.
Daniel Hicks.
Daniel Hicks?
Yeah.
Okay, have you all done any kind of I know you all had paranormal investigators come in and do the show, and they were actually phenomenal, because I've done a lot of paranormal research over the years and things, but they gave you all a packet at the end, which very rarely do I ever see, so kudos to them and all that. But have you all gone further, get audio recorders, REM pods, anything like that to try to see or go to that area?
No, we haven't. Some of it is just sheer time. Some of it's we need to leave things as they are until if some other show is made.
I think filming aside, I think your view is also, it's a little bit like throwing stones at a hornet nest.
Yeah.
Once you start to poke at it, it's right now for you and for Monkey, you probably notice the most.
Yeah.
It's harmless, for want of a better phrase.
Oh yeah, I think most hauntings are, or if it's hauntings, it's harmless in many aspects.
How sensitive to supernatural were you prior to this?
So you see, he says he just.
I still think he has a hard time believing him. Anyways,
he doesn't actually. Here's the first one.
Really?
Yeah. So the other day, there was a coffee cup on the table, and it was just slowly pushed along the table until it fell off. The first thing he says is, well, it's the ghost. And I'm like, no, the table must have been wonky. Lies. Lies to his teeth. But, I mean, Aaron's sort of...
I have heard the hello voice. That was...
Really?
That was the middle of the day. I was in my office working, I don't know, what was it, late summer? And I heard somebody shout hello. And it's a big building. So it's hard to know. It was a sort of woman's voice. I thought it was you. It might have been Becky, who comes and helps us look after the building sometimes. So I shouted back, didn't hear anything, went downstairs, looked around, couldn't find anybody. The easiest way to find somebody in the building is to call them or text them. So I called you, and you're like, what are you talking about? You're at the supermarket or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
yeah.
So you've come around somewhat from the early days.
Getting there.
I believe it. There's some kind of connection because you look so much like the guy. Like there's something there. What was the guy's wife? Did you all ever look up the wife? Does she look like Heather?
She doesn't. No.
No.
I mean, she doesn't. So I mean, in the show, you see, we
Put
can't.
you in a Victorian dress, and I'm sure people say you look exactly like her.
Anyway,
I need a picture. Heather, you got to email it to me or something. Message me on Instagram. I want to see a picture. I almost think there's some kind of connection here. It's super weird, which I love.
But there's so many weird points on this. I mean, the other thing is, you know, it's a funeral home. So when we sort of moved here, you know, in a funeral home, everyone's already dead. So, you know, we were like, whatever. As it turns out, we've already found like over half a dozen people that have died in this house. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, not just do they bring dead people to the house, but people are dying in the house.
Tell them what the lady told Noah the other day at the post office.
Oh, yeah, we were like in town at the post office. This lovely lady, Cindy, comes up to us. She's like, oh, Noah, I've got a story to tell you. And we were like, okay. And she's like, yeah, so anyway, my grandmother dropped dead in your house. And it's like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, yeah. So her mother used to sing at funerals in the house. And this was in the early 70s.
Oh, no. That's Satan. Was that Satan?
No, that's pork and beans.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So her mother used to sing at funerals, and her grandmother was there as well, attending this funeral, and literally just drops dead as a visitor, as a mourner at this funeral, and is taken upstairs as where the one of the rooms was, the viewing rooms was at the time. Never left the house. She went upstairs.
Came to a funeral. They took her down to the embalming room, and she came up for her own funeral.
Yeah. So you'll meet people, and they're like, "Oh, I've got a story for you." And when
body juice.
Like, oh.
Y'all need a shirt that says body juice on it.
Yeah.
And I have a clip real quick of the community. This was on the Discovery Plus thing too. Were y'all cashing out or something? You said you bought the funeral home. I have some community questions because I also want to ask about the chair that you all got. So here we go. The cashier locally.
Yeah, from the UK, and I'm South African.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay.
We just bought the funeral home.
Oh.
Do you get that a lot? Like, we've seen it on the show, obviously, but after everybody's settled down, maybe they're not seeing so much production going on. How's your neighbors and community coming to you all now after the open house and everything?
They're great. Everybody in town has made us incredibly welcome, and they're very nice. I think when we first moved here, you know, people were kind of like, why on earth would a family buy a funeral home? And then they heard about the show, and it's like, oh, these people. And actually, they've given us the benefit of the doubt and made us really welcome. So it's lovely. I mean, there's no, you know, we'll go to Walmart and someone will stop us and be like, oh, I love your house. And you're like, thanks. And you forget, because we forget that.
And that's Brenda, by the way, who works at the local kind of supermarket. And that was, again, entirely unscripted. That was just Brenda being Brenda.
Yeah.
Completely, you know, they would have the cameras rolling, but that was just her being normal. And that's sort of generally the response we get. People are very nice about it, if a little taken aback.
I have Rick have a follow-up here. My mom said, but real quick, I'm sorry, Rick. Rick said this to me last week, and it made me laugh. So he puts the Rick and Frick with the Frick Live. But my mom says, I'm laughing my head off over here. We have some other people. Love the show. Best show. What the Frick Live. Hey, everybody. Hey, Bluebirds. We love you. Oh, that. So, okay, go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
No, I want to know, post-show, the show ends, and you have this just beautiful house made for entertaining. Tell me about the parties you guys have thrown in this beautiful museum that you created.
Well, the house is only half done. So, I mean, if you could see more of this room, you'd realize.
Season 2.
hence the exposed 2x4s behind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, the only party we have thrown is we hosted an event for a local business who asked if they could hire the house for a Christmas event. That's the only one we've done. We had 20 people a day, every day in our home for like 18 months. We're kind of being a little selfish right now and just like, yeah.
In terms of, so I wanted to touch on this earlier. I'm so interested. You guys moved to this small town. Your son's in college, but your daughter is going to middle school at the time. She's starting a new school, and I assume everybody knows she's the girl whose family, has moved into the funeral home. And now post-show, everybody sees her, and I mean, she's got this amazing personality. She's a genius of a human being. How has she responded to the show and being a quasi-celebrity in your town?
So this is the wonderful thing about Dresden. People treat her like everybody else. She's just a kid that lives here, and she doesn't get any privileged treatment or anything like that. When we moved here, she made a group of friends that are just amazing human beings, and so they're this cool, tight-knit group. And you wouldn't, I defy anyone to walk into the town and realize that she's any different or notorious. Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Arryn. No, go ahead.
No, the one thing that's been, it's tough. I moved school when I was sort of same age, starting high schools, and it was not a fun experience, and we were worried about her. But actually, again, she's become so confident and
Awesome.
found herself through making the TV show.
Yeah.
And we'd like to think that she's actually probably more her and more grounded because of it, and more honest about who she is. And again, if nothing ever happens beyond that, that's a great thing to be able to give her. And, the community in the school and her friends have been amazing.
Yeah.
And I think she's had a better experience, weirdly, doing this than where she was before.
Yeah, 100%. And she, teenage girls, it's not the most fun of times, but this show and the support she's had coming out of it, because she is, she's a weirdo and she's proud of it, and she is just who she is, and she can't lie or pretend to be anything else. And that wasn't appreciated all of the time when we lived in Toronto. Here, everybody is completely accepting of who she is. And we get messages every day, every other day, from other kids and from parents, just like, my dog's having it.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I watch this show with my daughter, and she loves seeing Noa, who just lets her freak flag fly and is so proud of who she is and confident who she is. And it gave my daughter hope, because she's always been the misfit, and she now realizes that you can just get on with it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we never saw that coming out of doing this show. We thought it was this, great journey event or whatever.
It was a throwaway, whatever.
Yeah.
If 3 people watched it, including ourselves, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I think I said this before we went live. I don't know how other people saw it, but I feel like Discovery Plus made a little game out of it for me, because it seems like they posted the 2 first episodes, maybe 3, and I watched them back to back, and I watched them twice, and then I waited for a week, and I'm like, there's no, we bought a funeral home. What's going on here? And I started researching you all, looking you up on YouTube. Like, there's got to be more than this. Is this just a tease? Like, they can't do this. And then there was a little bit of break, maybe 2 weeks, maybe, and then it started coming in every week there, but only 6 episodes, right? 6,
7.
7.
No, 6.
No, 6. I need more.
I just binged it.
I need more. I've binged it twice, all of them. I've binged it, and then Rick's watched it. My mom has watched it several times. Like, we love you all. Love you all. You all should have had a show a long time ago, in my opinion.
And for anybody out there who's watching, when somebody says Discovery, like, I know what Discovery is, but Discovery Plus makes it really easy to watch these shows. Like, they have their own app, and it's very simple. I wasn't sure how to get it, but you just download it on your phone or on your thing, and you watch straight off there. I watched it off Amazon.
That's Amazon Prime is where I get Discovery.
Yep, and you can binge them all now, and they're phenomenal. So please
Love
check it out.
them. And then you need to follow. I have Instagram at the Blumbergs, and then I have TikTok at the Blumbergs. Same thing here.
Would you mind sharing your son's company? Does he have social media that we could share?
Yeah, he does. DNR. We will share it afterwards.
Okay. And I can add it to the description or whatever we can do to upgrade all this stuff. But you're still doing rooms as we speak. You've had a guest room that you just revealed not too long ago, which I loved.
Thank you.
And by the way, the toilets, Raph's and Noah's toilets, like, man, if that was it, like, especially Noah's, like, that's a throne. It's a true throne to me, a nature throne.
Clip they used in that bit of the show, we didn't realize they were rolling, but I guess the camera were on when we were kind of mucking about. That wasn't what we thought we'd shot, and they used that clip, but it is what it is.
Makes me want to be creative in my own bathroom. My son's gonna come home and open the door and like, what's going on, Mom?
You guys spent so much money for sure, right? Financially, but also emotionally, and it's had to be draining doing each of these rooms and putting yourself, your personality into each of these rooms. So I have to ask, like, which room afterwards do you just walk through and be like, man, you know, I did that right. Like this was the best one. What's the favorite at this point?
So I really love the kitchen, the black rooms, as I call them. I think they feel like mine, and I'm just really proud of how they came out. And I mean, it's a dream kitchen, and we never.
It is. It's magnificent. The island in itself. I want to delay on it too, and just put my cheek on it, and just feel the vibration off of it.
I would have gone with the kitchen too, but I'm gonna go with the master bath. That is just
hold on. I have a Discovery Plus clip real quick over bathrooms and bedrooms. Like, what would you pick? You all will be surprised, I think, maybe, possibly, because I do love Dorothy Draper, like that old Hollywood glam stuff, goth glam. Heather's made that. That should be a t-shirt too. But let's take a clip of this. If you're watching this by now, leave a comment. Which bedroom, bathroom that would you pick if you were living with the Blumbergs in their funeral home? Here we go. Love that. Okay, I know my pick. Let me go ahead and tell you. Raph's bedroom. Oh, it's like a spa. Like, I can hear the water, the birds chirping, everything down there, like all kinds of like surround sound. And I can see a masseuse coming in and massage. Like, oh, I love it. Now, if I was younger, I would pick Noah's bedroom, obviously, because that's like a fairy tale. I think every girl's little dream to be in a fairy tale.
My son absolutely loved that, and now I've got to get someone to custom paint his walls. Thanks, guys.
I have an artist to do that.
She knows a lady. She knows a lady.
One of the funniest, my favorite part of the show, I think, just is so relatable, where you're painting the white walls white, and both you and your son are like, okay, well, we did that. I can't tell what I painted and what, like. That just hits so close to home. I'm like, it's white, dude. It's the same white. It's all white.
I loathe painting at the best of times.
It doesn't do
and
it.
On white over a white primer is like the most pointless thing in the world.
It's not. There's different shades of white.
Exactly the same. It's all exactly.
No
one can
even the point of a primer. It's like, dude, it's 2022. Like, give me a paint that's thick enough where, you know, I don't want to hear the primer anymore. Well, one coat of paint, I want to be done with it. You know. But so that just, I watched that. I was like, yes, preach.
So I have people saying I'm cheering over here for season 2. I would pick the kitchen and family room as my favorite, which is the black on black on black that really made me nervous. It was magnificent. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And I love the fact that your painter, your artist that did the staircase in Noah's bedroom, she was like, yeah, I literally see into your kitchen.
And she
Amazing. She does. She literally lives the other side of our lawn. So.
Then I have my mom saying, well, if I have to pick, I would want the master. I cannot. I also want to shop with Heather. Let's go shopping.
Oh, come on down. We can do that.
Yeah, we'll go to Canada. So we have a lot of, but speaking real quick, because we got about 10 minutes left. Real quick. Oh, somebody's saying the stairwell, the guest room. I have not, I should have pulled that video. Maybe I did not do that. Somebody says the guest room that you just revealed, they would love to stay there. But real quick about Dave, your contractor, how's he doing now? Is he still helping you all? How's he feel about, he had some weird occurrences happen to him there?
He did, yeah. So he, there was one particular sort of night where he was driving, or evening he was driving past, and he saw what he thought was Arryn out on the side porch. And it wasn't Arryn. You can't actually, or at the time you couldn't access that porch. So he had that happen, but he and a couple of people from his team had issues with stomping feet and closing doors. One of the carpenters that worked here, he would turn music up really loud so that he couldn't hear the footsteps because he didn't like it. It's so, yeah.
Have you all heard their footsteps? I know Noah did, but have you all heard them?
Oh yeah, we get the footsteps a lot in the old hallway up the master staircase and in the hallways above. Constant, every day.
It's the very old part of the building that you get it. But no, I mean, Dave's off doing his own thing now. He's busy when you're doing all the construction.
Yeah. So, Dave has he's doing a subdivision. So he has a whole stack of new build houses coming in. So he's doing that.
The most patient contractor I've ever witnessed. I'll just build this table for you. Let's add on to this, or hey, yeah, let's refocus this. So he was great. I'm sure hopefully he stays extremely busy in that market. Like he's done very well for himself. I would imagine so. So great for Dave.
Yeah, and great for the town. We live in a small town, so it's really wonderful to have someone like that here in town. It just keeps bringing new people.
Yeah, I think the fun part is, for the next phase, we're going to do all the work ourselves. Raf's very handy. I
was going to say, does Raf and Noah know about this yet? Summer project coming up.
Raf's actually very good. He's pretty good at carpentry, and I think, going forward, we're going to do everything ourselves. Just there's no reason why we can't.
Cool.
It'll save some money.
Next season's going to be fantastic.
So season 2, right? We can.
Oh yes.
Season 2? Blink twice if it's a yes. We won't say anything.
If there's any spirits behind them, make a noise to indicate.
If it's going to be a season 2, we need the woman right now to say hello.
Yeah.
TV Land, relatively speaking, just launched, right? It only finished airing in the end of October.
No, it's still airing.
It's still airing. No, but sort of the new episodes. We're only just through sort of halfway through December. I mean, the network will figure it out if they want more, but it's still very early.
I want more. I don't know.
Yeah,
can we submit letters, emails to them? Let's tell them we want more.
With the little time we have left, I want to thank you guys for allowing us to kind of go on this journey with you. It was exciting, and I imagine has to be immensely stressful with not only dumping a massive amount of money and time and effort, but having a bunch of camera crews follow you around and invade the little privacy that you do have. So if you're up for it, oh man, I know lots of people that would love to tag on for whatever the next phase is. Certainly when it comes to, Heather Blumberg, interior design, that show, I'm in. And, what about her and Dave? Dave doing their own combo show. He renovates you and, oh man, That's it right there.
Is this gonna cross over to HGTV? That's what
You scooped them.
No, I have no idea. Yeah, we don't know.
Everybody, it's gonna be crossing over to HGTV. I'm just this is my own personal opinion. I would love it so much. I am so there for it. Oh, I love you. I fell in love. You all were like a breath of fresh air during October this year. We see a lot of the same paranormal shows. Not necessarily this was all truly paranormal or anything, but we see the same ghost shows. It's the same scenario over and over and over all these years. You were truly a breath of fresh air. Your family is phenomenal, wonderful personalities. I can go on, and I thank you so much for coming on What the Frick Live. We'd love to have you come back on, obviously, but and see more. And I have TikTok and Instagram here running, and it's in the description of the show. But is there any other areas maybe or places that people can possibly follow you all to see more?
I don't think so.
No, we're covered. It's literally the same handle on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
I don't know what Facebook is.
Twitter. You don't know what Facebook is?
No, I know what Facebook is, but I don't know how it works.
A lot of people don't know how it works. Trust me, you're not the only one. But
this is not a trick. It's simple. You do all of it. You get back to everybody.
I try.
In terms of comments, you're great about getting back to people. But this has been amazing, and we do have guest rooms, so you're both very welcome anytime.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Road trip to Canada.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like, it's not that far. Like I looked on the map, like Detroit,
it's not far from you. I'm in Kentucky.
Right?
Yeah. Kentucky.
I'm in Kentucky.
Our family are in Tennessee. So it's 9.5 hours down to Tennessee. That's nothing. So Kentucky's on the way.
Oh, we're gonna do something. I'll message you. We're gonna do something. You're gonna have some Kentucky whiskey and bourbon there, Aaron. You're not gonna do any more Jack Daniels. No, I'm just kidding. I had actually Jack and Coke earlier today. I love Jack and Coke. I love Jack and honey. I love the honey.
Yeah.
And it's with root beer. Just straight up with root beer. I know you do all these fancy drinks.
Why are you being so naff?
Oh, thank you.
Well, I know you, if you go watch Aaron, he has all these fancy drinks and stuff. I'm a simple girl from Kentucky, but I'm telling you, Jack and honey with root beer is phenomenal. If you want to put some ice cream in there in the summer times, it's really good.
If you're serving, I'm drinking. Eating, whatever I do with that.
Well, we're do one of these from the Speakeasy. Make the trip. Bring some bourbon.
Oh yeah, in the radio, we're going to be on radio 107.7 FM in New Orleans by the end of the month. So we'd love to have you come back on and be on radio. It's going to be millions of listeners and things. So we appreciate you very much. We're going to let you go and we're going to close out the show. But thank you. We're looking forward to your future and everything. I'm going to be like watching like a hawk on your social media pages to see what's going to happen. Super talented family.
Love the show. Love your family.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. The Blumbergs.
They're awesome.
I love them.
So cool. Yep.
I love them. I want to go to Canada now. I've never been to Canada.
Canada's fantastic. We have family in Toronto, and that is that's a cool city. I love Canada, and Montreal. Like it's got so many phenomenal cities, but I imagine that little small town. It's funny if you look at Dresden on a map, it's closer to Detroit than it is to Toronto.
Yes.
I have no idea what that random part on a map looks like. In terms of, I can't tell you anything about that, but I'd love.
Well, I'm hoping the network. I believe the network got such a big positive review in watch
stars. Have you ever seen a reality?
The whole
TV
family.
show?
It's the whole family.
Have you ever seen a reality TV show where the family, the people in the show, come off that authentic, where you don't feel like you got, hoodwinked and
Kardashians?
I mean,
I'm kidding.
I just, in terms of reality TV, it's there was nothing that felt scripted to me. There was nothing where the producers were oh, say this, because this is going to be a great little skit for the show. The authenticity of them and their children, I was oh man, that just came across So
I love
smooth.
it.
And
Love it. I cannot wait to see what happens. Maybe it will cross over to HGTV. I don't know. If it does, I'm going to put my home in if I can submit my home to possibly and I'm going to whisper to Heather, hey, Ashland, Kentucky, I put it in.
So aside from that, you had huge news this week. Will you share that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know the day. Well, it's going to be Friday nights. I believe it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know the details about it. I'll know a little bit more next week. But we're going to be on FM radio station. 107.7 out of Nolens, New Orleans. It has millions and millions of listeners. I'm really super excited about it. And then possibly start in March or so on Amazon Prime Video. This is probably, you're going to see an upgrade in what we're doing right now. Your camera that you've already upgraded. I have not upgraded yet. But, and Roku. So we're working out some details and everything. I'm thrilled. If everybody's tuned in over WTFrick Live's been around for 5 years. I lost everything April of 2021 due to cancel culture. Didn't matter what show. There's some risky shows I have, others that are just like this, paranormal stuff, unexplained things. But I woke up, YouTube was gone, TikTok was gone, Facebook was gone, lost absolutely everything. And I tried to start it back up, went through depression. It depressed. I work a lot on this show, by the way. And took probably almost, I'll just say a year. It was like 11 months break and then rebooted in June of 2022. And I'm just thankful and blessed. And I thank God every day for the people that say yes to me to come on the show for right now. I lost a lot in 2021. So to not have to worry about censorship, because I still worry about this on Facebook, not so much on Rumble, but radio is the best way, and the podcast is doing well, magnificently well on the podcast. So we're on all podcast platforms.
I think it's watching, in the short amount of time that I've been around watching you, I think it's a testament to what hard work, dedication, and really just like becoming obsessed. You are obsessive in terms of, the show, and it's fantastic to watch. So
we're going to have a show with you, though. We're going to have a show with you.
Stay tuned. I appreciate you allowing me a part of this. I'm having a great time. William last week, cool as shit, right? These guys, it's fun, having lots of fun. So, Wednesday nights, I already know that, I'm having a good time, whether I'm,
speaking of our next show real quick, we're not going to be Wednesday. We've just been Wednesday the last 2 weeks because of the holidays, but we're not going to have a Wednesday show next week, but we're going to have not this Friday, but next Friday. We're going to be live with Sarah Cooper, the founder and developer of the Snallygaster Cryptid Museum. I've never heard of Snallygaster. This is out of Maryland. Everything is what the frick. Like, we have all kinds of weird stuff. She's the founder and owner of the Snallygaster Museum. It's like one of America's oldest cryptids. It's like a dragon type figure up in the sky. She's going to be on Friday night. I'll be on the Centralist Radio show. I'll share that out. I can never remember the link. And then actually Saturday night for New Year's, I'm a geek, everybody. I'm not doing anything for New Year's. I'm going to be on Talk Weird Radio, I think it is. We're going to be talking about the weirdest stuff that happened in 2022. So I'll post and share it.
Made for you, that's for sure. Like the
weirdest thing that happened in 2022 to me is freaking Madonna. What happened to Madonna in 2022? Like, there's that one. I woke up with
Madonna, the same Madonna that I remember, Material
Yes.
Girl. And I haven't heard.
I'll have to send you the video. Wait till you. Okay. I woke up one morning on my TikTok and I saw this Madonna video, and it terrified me. And then it got popular, and everybody's sharing it. And I'm like, that. When I think of 2022 weirdness, I think of Madonna. Like, what is she doing with her legacy? She's ruined it in many aspects. And that video, I'll send it to you, Rick.
Yeah, no, I have not heard. In 2022, the name Madonna just never crept into my mind. It never, whatever this video was. And I mean, I stay on TikTok and Instagram.
Maybe
I
it's
have no idea.
scary. Maybe it's scary
Okay.
weird. Like if somebody
Yeah,
tells me what scared you in 2022, I'd say Madonna.
It's
Like,
yes.
it
Jerome
was-
Jerome
I
Powell
will send
he
you the
scares me
video.
the most right now.
It will scare you, Rick. I promise. And everybody wants to
Okay.
know more about this. Tune in Saturday. I will post it. I believe it's Talk Weird Radio, Talking Weird or something like that. We're going to go through some 2022 weirdest things that's happened. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for support. Please share this out.
Yes.
We're on. Also, this will be pushed out in the next day or two on podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all those things. We love you all. We'll see you next Friday, which will be the 9th. Yes, January the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here with Sarah Cooper, the owner and curator of the Snallygaster Museum out of Maryland. Thank you all. We'll see you. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.
Happy New Year. I mean, thank you. Thank you all. Have a good night.